Hello, hope you guys are doing well, and today I'm bringing you some good old Kukulkan gameplay. I have this issue where, as you guys know, I've been posting a couple guides, followed by some gameplay. That's kind of the cadence that I fall into. One problem, I wrote the script for the Kukulkan guide, like it was the first one that I wrote. I can't remember why it's not up on YouTube. I don't know if I didn't post it or if I got sidetracked by writing some other guide or some other script or something. So here I am playing some Kukulkan to not only... I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to play some Kukulkan and upload this to YouTube. And tomorrow you guys are going to get the full guide as I blink away from this Ares because I don't really feel like getting clapped in mid right now. Our Thor is on his way. Only level 1, unfortunately, though. So I don't know if we'll be able to do much of anything. Very low is the enemy mid laner, however. We're going up against a Vulcan. Vulcan is just recently added into Smite 2, and he is a pain in everybody's ass. I mean, that character is just horrible to go up against in any lane, in any situation. It is just such a travesty to go up against this guy. But we'll manage as we're looking for a kill onto the Ares. Unfortunately, he looks to be getting away through both potions and this Vulcan pushing me away, which is super unfortunate. Anyways, I guess that's somewhat of an intro. If you guys did just come here for the build, I did post the build at the very start of the video in the form of a screenshot. So if you missed it, you can go ahead and, you know, rewind, I guess, and take a look at that if that was your reasoning for being here. With that out of the way, in this video, we're going to cover a couple of things. Starting off, we're just going to commentate over what's going on in the game, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, so that you guys can kind of understand how to dynamically play Kukulkan and by extension mid lane. And then after that, we'll go over the build, and we're just going to have a fun time covering the game. And again, in tomorrow's video, you guys are going to get the Kukulkan guide, where I'm going to cover absolutely everything you need to know about Kukulkan to play her. And that's going to take a little bit of... It's going to be a different video. It's going to be heavily edited, scripted, perfect to give you all of the information that you need. So yeah, without further ado, let's start talking about the game. All right, so here, I might be able to kill this turret with my first ability, but then I waste my first ability, and later on it's going to be a lot harder to kill. So my main goal in this lane is going to be simply to just not get hit by his abilities while I'm clearing or while he's clearing. He has the kind of luxury of just placing this turret down on the ground and placing the thumper down on the ground and having it clear the way for him, which frees up some abilities that he could use to poke me with. I am going to basically put all of my focus in this lane to not get poked down below half health. Always stay safe and just continue to clear without getting poked out, because if he keeps hitting me with abilities, I'm going to lose a big portion of my health and I'm going to have to back to base quite often, therefore missing a lot of farm. And I mean, that's very important in this specific game because, again, Vulcan is broken and annoying, but in every game that should be your real goal. And in all of the roles except for maybe jungle, your goal, your primary goal that is never to fight and kill the enemy laner. It's to just farm. It's to exist in this lane with your enemy laner without dying and just continue farming in the minion wave, farming the immediate jungle around your area, you know, the one that you can clear safely and that you should be clearing. And I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth into that subject as we clear this red buff. The camps that you're able to clear as a mid laner without kind of being in the way of your jungler is going to be obviously your red buff. Ooh, nice Vulcan ult, doesn't quite steal the buff, and I should be able to get away pretty easily and probably even clear just one more wave. But yeah, the buffs that you're able to clear without being annoying to your jungler is obviously starting off your red buff. It's a little bit hard to clear by yourself, but if you can, you could clear by yourself. It's your buff. That one belongs to you, so you can clear by yourself. Furthermore, on top of that, if your jungler is for whatever reason not showing up on time to clear this camp, then you're going to want to clear it, and I'll go into a little bit as to why. The reasoning behind that is, as the game goes on, if you don't clear the camps right when they are up, then the enemy team that does clear the camp right when they're up are actually going to end up clearing it more, you know, clearing more camps over time. And sure, if you clear this one a little bit late and that one a little bit late, in and of itself, it doesn't seem like too great of an offense. But over time, throughout, you know, a 20-30 minute match, you know, if every camp, they get like 3 extra camps or 4 extra camps because you aren't clearing them on time, that ends up stacking up. And now multiply that by all the camps in the game. If you're a couple seconds late here, a minute late here, to all of the camps around the map, that is 2, 3 level difference later on in the mid to late game half of the game. So you're going to want to clear camps right when they are up. So if your jungler is kind of failing to clear these camps around the mid lane, then you should do it for him. It is safe to do so. I'm kind of surprised that I'm getting as many opportunities to poke this enemy mid laner. I wouldn't imagine that that would be the case, again, considering that he could just plop the turrets down, and then it puts me in a position where I have to either kill the turrets or clear the wave. But yeah. Now these camps that are running around are running along the equator of the map, so anything just smack dab in the middle of the map going horizontally is going to be the most important for the whole game, not just for you but for everyone involved. This is called neutral XP, and in Smite every buff is mirrored. So if I clear my red buff and just gain, say, 100 golden experience, that's not the amount, but just for the purpose of this example, if I clear my red buff and get, ooh, I'm definitely dead here. If he doesn't cripple me for whatever reason, I could have blinked away. But that's unfortunate. I ran right into him. Anyways, yeah, every buff is mirrored. So if I clear my red buff and say get 100 golden experience, then the enemy can be like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear my red buff and get the same exact amount of gold and the same exact amount of experience. That transaction ends up being equal. You didn't really gain anything. But if I clear this buff, for example, to the left of the mid lane, that's going to be the yellow buff in this specific instance. If I clear that and get 100 golden experience, the enemy can't say, I'm going to clear the one on my side. There is no one on his side. That's the only one in the map. So that's going to be golden experience that you have above your enemy for the remainder of the match. And one, again, might not make a big difference, but adding them up, if you get 2, 3, 4 of them and you also clear the one on the other side, that becomes to be a very unmanageable lead for your enemy laner. Wanted to go off on that little bit of tangent to kind of teach you guys a little bit about mid lane and tell you guys what your exact goal should be. Nice little root from the Khepri will allow me to do some decent damage onto the mid laner, but we're not going to kill anyone anytime soon. I missed like a billion auto attacks because I was expecting her to get pulled back, but the Khepri does have the aspect which just makes them stand still as opposed to pulling them back. I'll note that and the next time I actually am required to hit something. So at this point, their red buff should be up, and if it's not, the speed buff is coming up. I'm going to have him check. It's not up. The speed buff is coming up soon. I hope that we're able to get it, but with these rotations, it might be a little bit difficult. I did manage to do a little bit of damage to him, so that might be enough to actually get him to retreat and us to grab this camp. At least I hope that's the case. But we also have the Athena to deal with, so I don't know. I'm going to throw some abilities over the wall to ensure my Khepri's safety while he tries to clear that little like gold coin thingy, collect it. I don't see any kill potential unless Khepri does something crazy. Obviously mid laners don't do that much damage in the early game, but I feel like with Kukulkan, she has like decent clear in the early, but definitely not too damage heavy in the early. That's the case with most mages, but I feel like it's a little bit more severe with this character because the third ability is kind of hard to hit when you're just chilling in lane. It's very slow and telegraphed. A lot of the times you're not going to be able to hit that. But going on into the later half of the game, it's going to become a lot easier to hit because they're not going to be paying attention just on you and dodging your abilities. They're also nice Aegis can actually immune my ultimate, but now he's extremely out of position. One blink and my one does get covered by that little turret, but Thor will be able to pick up that kill. And now we're going to start putting him start reversing. He has kind of a little bit of a lead since I died earlier. I'm going to start reversing that for him. But yeah, like I was mentioning, I forgot what I was mentioning, but I don't want to get anywhere near this Ares. I don't want him to put me under tower again. That would not be cool, but I can launch a couple abilities and maybe an auto attack to land me that kill. And now Gold Fury is looking like a very possible option that we have, considering 2 of them are dead. The Jingwei is not going to be able to steal this. I mean, if the Bologna were to rotate, that would be a bit of a challenge, but there's just like very unlikely that Bologna would leave her lane to come kind of deal with this. Now I have my first ability to kind of secure it, and I hope we're able to. Yeah, we're able to get it. And now this Athena and by extension this Jingwei are in a lot of trouble. I'm going to need one more auto attack to kill her, that of which I was able to hit. Throw the tornado over the Jingwei. It does connect. That's going to end up being a pretty decent amount of damage. I was going to back, but I think that we can do a lot more here than just kill the Jingwei, Athena, and Gold Fury. I feel like maybe this Vulcan is out of position. I'm going to hit him with the slow. He backfires towards me. I can't get too close out of fear of, getting cooked alive. However, with the Thor landing down, we're able to pick him up as well. After that, I don't have to chase them to kill the other guy. I can just start farming already. You know, splitting that kill 5 ways isn't really going to add much to my value. So I'd just rather clear the way back and grab some items. Now, I hope you guys are enjoying this video, or at least finding it a little bit helpful. I'm trying to cover as much as I can in just one single gameplay within the commentary and just the overall general comments about mid lane itself. I'm going to throw the tornado here. It should end up being a lot of damage. My one will apparently miss. I think I missed it, but a couple of auto attacks should be enough to kill her. I will grab that auto attack, and now this Jingwei is also in a similar position to her support, which is extreme danger. Nice little beads, or sorry, Aegis will get her away for now, but I should be able to catch up to her. I'm going to throw the ultimate to cover that option so she doesn't walk towards her tower, and then in the action of making her juke, it'll buy me enough time to catch up just that small amount of distance that I needed to catch her, and that'll be able to grant me the kill. Now, I don't think I can do the same thing with him. I don't think I'll catch up, and the Ares being here is definitely concerning. So I think that's as much as I'm willing to go up there, but the Thor once again comes in to save the day and actually does grant our team that kill. I'm going to throw the tornado there. It should stop anyone from coming in through there, unless they're willing to take the amount of damage that that would follow. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying this video even a little bit, then consider liking, subscribing, all of that. I do post daily Smite content. I try to find a balance between just regular gameplays, guide videos, both character guides, guides for the game, tier list, all of those things. So if that's anything that interests you and you're trying to improve with Smite, then I would recommend that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it'll mean the world for me. To me? It'll mean the world to me. It's not for me. And then also consider joining my Discord. That's the easiest way to get any help with completed builds, any tips for the characters you're playing, for the roles you're playing, just any type of help. It's really nice to have it there, and that's also the best way to get into contact with me. Considering she's getting Athena ulted, I can't continue to pursue that. But yeah, you can play games with me, or just find other non-toxic friendly community or people in that community to play with. I'm going to be able to hit her with that final one auto attack to pick up the kill on the Bellona. Now, Athena, unless she were to run at us, which I severely doubt, it's not an option for us to kill her. She's a little bit too tanky. Unless she just straight up dashes at us. Remember when I said she wasn't just going to run at us blindly? Well, she did run at us blindly, and now the Thanatos will be able to swoop down from the heavens and execute her right back to the gray screen. I'll take my back with 2,400 gold to finish off my next item. Speaking on itemization, let's start talking a little bit about the build. What are you going to be looking to build when you're playing Kukulkan, or Kukulkan, however you want to call it? Ooh, big damage from the Thor, huge double tap damage. Ends up killing the Vulcan, and it gives me a lot of free time to talk about this build because I have to catch up. Starter item, it's going to be up to you. Sands of Time and or Conduit, or not and or, just or Conduit Gem. You can't have both. You have to choose one. Conduit Gem will give you better clear, therefore better lane pressure, and Sands of Time is going to give you cooldown reduction, which is going to be very, very good in the early, late game once you upgrade it as well. It's going to give you quite a lot of power as well. I go for the Sands of Time because on Kukulkan, I want to focus on a couple of things. First off, and in this order, it's going to be intelligence, penetration, and a cooldown reduction. On other characters, on other mid laners, it would be quite it would be different. You'd want to focus on intelligence, cooldown reduction, then penetration. Oh, nice. Pull is going to allow me to do quite a lot of damage. A couple auto attacks will end Athena's life, that of which will happen. And now this Gold Fury is going to be pretty easy take for us. I do have my ultimate to secure it if things get a little bit fishy. So we should be able to do well here. And I'll continue talking about this subject. Oh, Ares is here. Again, he can't secure it through my ultimate. So there's just no reason for him to be here, to be honest. He'll probably just end up getting himself killed. And I'm going to come around to zone the... Ooh. Now Thor's ulting him, so he should die pretty easily here. I'm going to throw the tornado just in case. But yeah, Thor ends up grabbing that kill. Yeah, on other characters like Hecate or Hecate, however you want to call her, you would actually value the cooldown reduction a lot higher than you would both the intelligence and the penetration, because a character like Hecate doesn't just rely on damage. She has CC, she has a shield, she has an amazing ultimate that doesn't just focus around damage. So it's actually better for her to build heavier into cooldown reduction and sacrifice some damage if that means she can constantly mesmerize people with her 1, constantly shield your teammates with your 3, and constantly disrupt team fights with your ultimate, which is very, very utility heavy ultimate. On the other hand, we have this character who is Kukulkan. Kukulkan is a little bit different fundamentally. She has 4 damaging abilities, none of which aid her team, none of which, apart from her ultimate, have any hard CC. So the main focus of this character is strictly damage. So it becomes a lot less important to use multiple abilities when you can use one ability and have it just do a bunch of damage. At the same time though, you're going to want at least a little bit of cooldown reduction to ensure that if you use it and miss it, then it's not going to take forever before you have it up again and, you know, it be available to be used again. Because if you miss it, you don't want to be useless for the next 15 seconds. You miss your combo, you want to be useless for, you know, at the least, or at, you know, at the most like 8 seconds, probably less. And if you don't get any cooldown reduction and you miss your abilities, your team is cooked for the next, you know, 15, 18 seconds. You don't want that to be the case. So you want a little bit of cooldown reduction, but you maybe, oh, she's dead instantly. I'm doing so much damage, and this Athena will probably follow as well. I threw the ult over there, but it looks like instead of hooking a like right, she started walking straight, which I think could have been better, but fortunately she has her, you know, my entire team behind her, so she's definitely dying. But yeah, on this character, you're going to want to get a little bit of cooldown, but not too much. So I start off with Sands of Time, knowing that this item is going to give me 20 cooldown rate. So if I'm getting it from my starter item, now that opens up the rest of my build to start building into some really damage heavy items, starting off with Book of Thoth. Book of Thoth is a must buy on Kukulkan. It's probably a must buy on every other mage, but Kukulkan specifically, as I'm going to go ahead and attempt to chase down the enemy, what's his face, but I'm not going to be able to catch up, and this Balloon is scary. She's doing a lot of damage. I'm going to go ahead and run away here, hopefully not get body blocked by my Khepri, and just provide backline support, and they'll be able to kill her after the Thanatos dies, unfortunately. But yeah, Book of Thoth is a must buy on Kukulkan. It's almost a must buy on every mid laner, but you can do without buying it on any mid laner. This character needs it. Plain and simple, her passive will give her extra bonus intelligence depending on how much mana she has. Book of Thoth basically gives you infinite mana. You will never run out. The more mana you have, the more power you'll get. So if you get an item like Book of Thoth, it's almost as if you're buying 2 items with the amount of intelligence that you're going to get just from that item alone. Needless to say, get Book of Thoth first item and keep it forever. No discussion on that. And it also does give you flat pen, so it's very, very good in the early game when your enemy doesn't have much protections to defend themselves with. So you're going to have that flat pen to start doing some really heavy damage. After that, I want to get a little bit of cooldown reduction to assist me in the early game. I don't like being in a position in this mid lane where I have to choose between clearing and or damaging the enemy. The cooldown reduction from my starter as well as from Soul Gem, she's fucking dead. Got held in the tornado, just took a bunch of damage. But yeah, the cooldown reduction from the starter item plus Soul Gem is going to allow me to basically not have to choose. I could use my one to clear and then also then turn around and use it to poke my enemy all within a couple of seconds without having to basically use my ability strictly for clearing the minion wave. Now I should be able to kill him over here. He went invisible. There he is. All right, Khepri managed to kill him with some nice placed second ability tick damage. And the Gold Fury is up for the taking again. Unfortunately, this time I don't have my ultimate to secure it, but I think we should be completely fine with that. I'm going to clear this wave and then I'll assist my team with the Gold Fury. There is so much to talk about. Yeah, Soul Gem. It's also going to give you, on top of that cooldown reduction that's really, really nice to have early after Book of Thoth, it's going to give you some form of sustain, right? This character doesn't have any form of sustain. Ooh, I'm taking a lot of damage, but I'm going to run right into her as Khepri did ult me, so if I die within the duration of that Khepri ult, I'm going to be able to be revived. And now with this newfound life, I'm going to be able to kill both the enemy ADC and the support Athena as well, and take my back with 1,600 gold. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and assist my Thanatos, who is going to decide to drop back down. He'll kill the enemy Ares pretty easily, and now I'm just staring at someone over here who I couldn't tell who they were, but they're, oh, it's the Vulcan, but he's really far away. So I don't think we have to worry, or we're not going to be able to kill him. Oh, but I get taunted. This is bad. I probably die here. I'm going to throw the ultimate. I do heal a little bit from Soul Gem, but I'm going to have to put most of my brain power into juking out the enemy ADC, which apparently I managed to do and lived at 20 health. I don't want to leave this fight just yet because I feel like if I keep playing this style of play where I run back, fire ability, and run, I don't think she can catch up to me, and I think that I might be able to kill her. But this Thanatos doesn't need to die because if they're focused 100% on me, then I'll die. Oh no. I needed someone else alive to kind of draw their attention through multiple people and not just me, but now I'm dead. RIP. Alright, 9 and 2 on the Kukulkan. Not too shabby. I've died twice, but I have 9 kills. So I think I'm doing a good job of positioning correctly, apart from that one lack in judgment that I had earlier. and I'm doing a lot of damage. This is a tank, so Bellona shouldn't be taking this much damage from my abilities. However, she is, which is very impressive, and I'm not even full build yet. Speaking of the build, let's continue. After the soul gem, I want to fall back on my prior like goals, right? I need more penetration, I need more power. Do more fits that perfectly. It gives me some pen, it gives me some power, and it also gives me some movement speed. This is actually the thing that pushes me over the edge to going this item as opposed to something like a Rod of Tahuti. That little bit amount of movement speed that you gain from the Do More passive, I find is very, very effective. I'm going to go ahead and throw the ultimate at this Athena. She's going to dash away, but I do have my blink available, and I am very thirsty for this kill. I hit the tornado as well as the first ability. I'm going to kind of get out of the way knowing that my tornado might kill him. Hide behind this little buff so that this Jingwei can't just one-shot me. She gets very close to one-shotting me, but not quite there. Definitely thanks to that buff that kind of body blocked a couple shots for me, and I'm still here if you guys need me. But I'm going to have to be a little bit careful to not get one shot. I think I'm just going to have to end up backing and talk about the Polynomicon. So there's a really cool thing about this character, and that is when you use your wand and following up with an auto attack, not only does the first abilities like slow allow you to be a little bit more consistent with that next auto attack, it leads to a lot of burst damage. Your wand's going to do an immense amount of damage. That Polynomicon enhanced auto attack will do a lot of damage, and it really opens up some one-shot potentials for you coming into this mid/late game. And then finally, I'm going to need heavy percent penetration. Like I mentioned, penetration is really up there in terms of your... Oh, wait. Can we save her? Where's she? Can I hit an auto, please? Can I hit anything, please? I did. I hit the third ability and it killed her. Now, Bellona's here, though, and I'm kind of low. Khepri doesn't have his ult, so I'm going to attempt to stand behind this wall and kind of keep my distance, only hitting her when I know it's safe to do so. I have my ultimate now, so even if she does go on me, I'm able to kind of use my ultimate to peel for myself a little bit. And now, with the help of our support, I'll be able to kill her. Or at least I should be. Alright, I killed her, but I ended up dying for it, which is unfortunate. Alright, so with Obsidian Shard, I'm going to need to start focusing on percent pen. Now, obviously, I'm dealing with the tanks basically every fight, and I might be in trouble. I'm going to dash away. I have my ultimate to use if need be. Wow, the Athena just barely survived. Maybe the Thor is able to actually pick her off. That's a negative on that. I'm going to go ahead and kind of flank over on the right side, see if I can catch anyone off guard here. Athena did end up dying. I'm going to do heavy damage to that ADC. That might be enough to kill. She's going to be like left at 0 health. So if I can hit this first ability, that of which I can't, then I would have killed her. Find myself in a really interesting position after trying to pick up that kill, but fortunately none of them are in a position to follow me, and I'll get away with my life after doing pretty good damage and leading to the Athena's death. But yeah, Obsidian Shard is going to serve to give me a lot of percent pin. I'm dealing with the enemy, you know, tankier characters, be it the Bellona or the Aphrodite, every single fight now, 100%. So I'm going to need this extra penetration to be able to cut through their protections and deal some decent damage. Oh, Athena seems to be very out of position. She's going to get hit by basically the entirety of my kit, but it won't be enough to put her in the grave just yet, unless the Thanatos goes in and allows me to blink in and pick up that kill. And again, I find myself with the feeling of deja vu. I feel like I've been in this position before. I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes ago. But we're able to kill that Athena and finish her off. And I guess I'm healthy enough to maybe do something in this fight, but I'm going to make sure to cast abilities and then run away because I don't have anywhere near the health necessary to just complete, you know, a full frontal assault. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough health to just sit here in the backline either. Apparently, I'll end up in the grave for 50 seconds. No! We're at the fire giant and did run into the Jingwei. And she's probably going to die here unless she gets ulted by Athena and ults away. But now Athena's extremely out of position. Why did she land here and not over there? I'm so confused. She's definitely dead now. I don't know why I just got ulted. I'm guessing for the movement speed. But Thanatos will swoop in and make sure she dies. And now Fire Giant is probably easy for the taking here. I don't have my ultimate, but we should be able to get it done. Finally, to touch on the last item, I went Totem of Death. Totem of Death is going to give me two of the things that I want. It's going to give me both penetration and cooldown reduction, killing 2 birds with 1 stone and ending off the build. With this, I'm going to be able to get not only a healthy amount of cooldown reduction, but also a very healthy amount of penetration that I'm going to need into this hyper late game. I want to be able to be extremely threatening to both this Bellona that we're chasing right now, and also obviously the Athena. Oh, dash away from the Bellona. Unfortunately, Thanatos gets insta-demolished by Earth Shatter, Earthbreaker, or whatever the hell that ability is called. Vulcan's ultimate. And now it's just me and this Jingwei. However, Jingwei does do a lot of damage. I'm going to try to bait a little bit by dashing forward because I know that Jingwei could one-shot this Bellona if she so choose. Bellona did not buy the bait. So I'm going to try to get a little bit aggressive here. I do have my ultimate if needed, and now Jingwei's here to one-shot. If she hits autos, there it is. I'll be able to pick up the kill on the Bellona, and now it's only 3 people left. Can we end off of this? Maybe if I manage to hit someone else with a very high-profile ability, that would be a possibility. We have Vulcan on our left, who I think is my main target here. If I could peek around the corner and hit him with that one poly auto attack combo, it could be very devastating for him. And I could also dive knowing that I have the sword and could revive myself, so I can play pretty aggressive here. I'm going to just stay on this sideline, dividing the enemy's attention between me and my team, and we'll be able to pick up this Phoenix. Now, however, that we've lost 2 people, and one of them being the Jingwei, who's super important, I'm a little bit scared. I'm going to keep trying to assist in this team fight and maybe try to turn it in our favor by kind of sticking in the sidelines, throwing some abilities out, but never going in enough for them to kill me. I'm just kind of providing some support, taking up some slots in their mind. And now I'm able to kill that enemy Jingwei. She will fall as well, and I think this is the easiest way we're going to win. I do have the sword still, so I'm not really afraid of dying here. Any ability that could hit me won't finish me off, and it will allow me to... Actually, I'm gonna surrender. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Join the Discord, follow my Twitch. Love you. Bye.